And today we are going to be comparing 3 different models of our eye massagers. So before we get started, guys, eye massagers are a really great thing to have. It's an amazing tool just because of all the time that we are sitting in front of screens, using cell phones or using computers. It can really add a lot of pressure and fatigue to the eyes. So having massagers like these can help rejuvenate your eyes and keep everything circulating, alleviates headaches and eye pain. So it's definitely a really useful tool. Our first one here that we have is from Baymed. And here is our second one as well. This one is from Vani. Our third one here from Shure. So first, we're going to be comparing each different features of our eye massagers that we have in front of us here. So we can start with our Baymed one first. So as you see, the Baymed is made with a really uniform design. You have the motor portion here, and inside just has the silky outer layer, and that's just kind of 2-piece, really easily and conveniently folds for great storage. And that's kind of just how it looks, really easy, no missing and pulling apart pieces. So we really like how that looks. This one here, the Vani. Now, sometimes we can also hear that the black color shows some fingerprints and some marks on it. But other than that, the design is quite similar in terms of the inner layer of the pouch and just kind of the outer layer where it can be a little bit spotty and show some prints. Let's look at this one here. So this one is our Shure. So although the colors are kind of similar, the layers inside are quite different. Now this one actually has 2 layers to it, kind of an extra opening, which I'm not so sure what that is for. It also has the folding design, as they all do. And that's just kind of how it feels. It's a little bit more rougher, not as cushiony as perhaps our Baymed here. You can kind of feel the machinery inside both of these, whereas the Baymed has a bit of a more softer, comfortable cushion that we're noticing there. But it looks like all 3 are quite sturdy. As we said, they can probably handle a few drops and falls. They all fold as well, the same way, the same method. So now let's compare the functionality and the actual buttons on these devices here. So let's start with the Baymed again. It does have just one singular button here that makes it kind of very easy and convenient to navigate. Also, when you press and hold it, it's an actual physical button. So not only does it light up, but you actually feel when you're pressing the button on and off, which makes functionality quite easy because it's just one simple button, meaning while it's on, you can also use it fairly easily. Vani here actually has a few more buttons, and they are kind of complicated if it is a physical button or not. So as you see, there's the power button, and there's also a few function buttons for music and for the heat and the vibration. So that might be a little bit complicated, especially if you are wearing it. You don't really know what you're pressing and where it's going. And then lastly, our Shure design here, kind of the same idea. It does have a few more buttons on the screen. And another thing is the buttons are actually just like indents. They're not really physical buttons. So it's hard to see when you're pressing it because you don't really hear a sound when you're using it. So that might be a little bit difficult for some people. Now we're going to talk about the actual functions and the modes of each eye massager here. Baymed one actually has 6 modes combined: the vibration, the air pressure and compression, and heat, which is quite convenient and also pretty heavy duty, and really adds extra function to each of the modes that we have. And there's 6, which is nice. Vani model only has 4 modes. You can't really get all 3 functions together as well. Shure also only has 4 modes, and it doesn't allow you to use the 3 functions of vibration, air compression, and the heat together at the same time. So these 2 don't give you as many options during their mode. They also don't have a number of modes either. Although all of them allows you to customize the music via Bluetooth, you can't really turn off the music settings for this one either. So if you're somebody who you don't really want to hear the sound, you can't really turn it off.